Night City gonna set my soul, I'm gonna set my soul on fire. There's a million terrible movies waiting out there, so set those stakes up higher. That's all I got. Oh, and the taglines. I forgot where
the tagline to burn.
I love Viva Las Vegas, and this movie did...
You didn't even get to the chorus.
I know. People know the song. But this movie
like
did...
Viva Las taglines or something.
There we go. I love that song, and this movie does atrocious things to it, but I sing it a lot, forgetting that the version that I'm singing is the Dead Kennedys version, not the Elvis version, because Elvis does not sing about cocaine in your nose to dry up the snot.
I mean, he might.
He probably.
Yeah.
No, he sings about little kids that he marries.
There's a ham and cheese sandwich with my name on it.
I'm gonna die on the toilet.
Viva Las Quellos. It's not too soon for that one, is it?
My mom's crying.
One tagline again.
Thank God.
That's all we need. Here it is. Let's rock!
Fuck you.
I mean, to be fair, all the other puns in this movie are way better than that.
You're giving this movie far too much.
I had a good time with this movie.
This is going to be my good burger.
Okay, fair. With an $83 million budget, an opening weekend gross of $10.5 million, and a worldwide gross of $59.4 million.
Woof.
With alien CGI characters, dinos as bridges, cranes, roller coasters, vacuums, garbage disposals, pets, cameras, lawnmowers, airplanes, alarms, people hit with rocks, people crushed by rocks, octopus massages, and magical win-lose-luck levers, with a 3.6 on IMDb, a 27 on Metacritic, and a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's 2000's Flintstones, Viva Rock Vegas. Let's drop some bombs.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Your Majesty, I have more in common with the dog than I have with you.
I love dogs. I've always loved dogs.
She is so light now.
Systematically poisoning the dinosaurs' water supply. In a matter of decades, their entire species will be extinct.
Hell. Everybody loves popcorn.
Doesn't anybody care about this whole dinosaurs becoming extinct thing?
Welcome to Bounce Away, the only podcast recorded inside a projection booth. My name is Jonathan Young. Joining me inside the studio, as always, is...
the sidekick who is somehow dumber than he's ever been, Tyler Rose.
That's me. No, I love Baldwin in this film.
How did Barney get so much dumber as, this? He's never been that.
I know, but it works. I feel like he was meant to play this role. Honestly.
To quote Tropic Thunder. You never go full retard. And that's what's happening here.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm surprised Barney knows how to breathe.
I mean, okay, did you watch the show as a kid?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like Barney was pretty...
No, he's kind of just a goofy idiot. This is straight up just dumb. He's drooling on himself in every scene.
No.
Also, how am I supposed to believe that he went from that to Rick Moranis?
Oh, I don't.
That's a
whole different...
That is the oddest part, too.
How am I supposed to believe that Jane Krakowski, is it? Or Krasinski?
Yeah. Krasinski. Krasinski is
right.
Jim.
Yeah. How am I supposed to believe that she went to Rosie O'Donnell?
That's a little more believable.
Yeah. As it was coming out, I was like, oh, yeah. I get it.
If she stayed in the bloodline of her character from National Lampoon's Vacation, I think it was a natural progression.
So,
Daddy says I'm the best at kissing.
Nice. I know, right? I found that out today when I was reading the trivia. I totally skimmed all the way back to her library, and yeah,
Yeah.
She is Cousin Vicky in the first Vacation movie.
Carly and I had a long discussion about that set of characters in last night from the Vacation movies.
Yeah.
And how even though it's Cousin Eddie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Even though he's like a moron in all the movies, you're supposed to like love him. He's supposed to be a lovable idiot. And then every time I watch Christmas Vacation and I'm supposed to be like, Cousin Eddie, you're the best, I think back to Vacation where he's like having a sexual relationship with his daughter. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you're not going to make me forget about that Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start off on this beautiful review of the Flintstones, I do have to do some announcements, okay?
Oh, like usual.
I know, right? Well, I feel like if we get it out of the way at the top of the show, people have heard it, and then if they're like, well, they did the movie, I'm afraid you're not going to hear it, because you'll be like, I'm on to the next one. So, I give us too much credit.
Who do you think you are? A really popular comedy history podcast?
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes is announcements?
No. I do love them, though.
I do, too.
But, no, first off, our retro release video pop-up is coming up, and that is December 13th through 15th. Tickets are still on sale. You can get them at our Linktree. So those special guests have all been announced now. That is the stars of Silent Night, Deadly Night 1, including Miss Linnea Quigley herself, and the star, the killer, Mr. Eric Freeman himself, Mr. Garbage Day from Part 2. And then on the 15th, Linnea will be joining us once more for Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. So you get to see the movie, and then you get to meet the stars. You get to do a Q&A with us. All your Q's will be Aid. And
wow.
All your Q's will be right in the A.
That was cool. I like that.
Nice.
It's really aggressive. And if you come up to the microphone and you say, we're going to the next question.
Yeah. Next! So join us for that. That is in the LA area. You can get all the information and tickets on our Linktree, which is
linktr.ee/bombsawayshow.
That's right. That's where you can find t-shirts. That's where you can find tickets to the live shows here at the Frida as well. You can find all of our social media accounts and everything that is Bombs Away right there on our Linktree. That's about it, right? That's all I gotta say right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Flintstones. Meet them. They're the modern Stone Age family.
So Jonathan and I were talking before we started recording. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the original one?
So what's funny to me is that like everything I like about the original film has been swapped for everything that I like about this one. Okay. So John Goodman, excellent Fred Flintstone.
Excellent.
Right? I was not a fan of Rick Moranis' Barney.
Oh.
He was too dopey.
But I prefer Stephen Baldwin's mentally incapacitated portrayal.
Yes, I think, because to me, I feel like he's just pulling off an extension of what he did in Biodome.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it.
God.
I hate Rosie O'Donnell's Betty, but I love God damn it.
Ready?
Jane Krakowski?
That was awful. Krakowski.
I love her Betty. I love her doing the laugh. She gets the laugh spot on from the cartoon. I think she has some of the most funniest moments in the film. Like,
I guess I kind of agree with you on some of that, except for the Rick Moranis part, because I love Rick Moranis.
Yeah. I mean, I love Rick Moranis. Like, I just don't like him in that role.
I don't like the recastings of those two roles. I really actually do not like Kristen Johnston's
That's
Wilma.
what I was going to say. I'm sorry, she's awful.
It was a weird...
I've actually never liked her in anything.
I love Third Rock from the Sun. Though.
I love Third Rock. I just man.
Yeah, her Wilma is really weird.
Yeah.
It's an odd. I don't know. It doesn't play out again. Another thing about the characters between the first one and this, which is supposed to be a prequel, is they're completely different from their characters in the first.
Let's revisit what you just said there. It's supposed to be a prequel. So basically somebody pitched to Universal,
Universe Hell, as I was calling it.
That's what I did too! Okay, because like, the movie opens up with the Universal logo, but it's like the font is in bones.
And it says Universe Shell.
Right. Which is not, did you, I bet you didn't. Did you watch the end credits?
Oh God, what, did they show that the Winter Soldier was gonna be back later?
No. They, at the end credits, do you ever seen Animal House?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how at the end credits of that, have you watched that?
Oh yeah. Are you talking about where they tell you where people are now?
No, after that.
Oh, maybe I don't know what you're talking about.
So the very last, like, card after the final credit has scrolled past the screen says, when in Hollywood, visit Universal Studios, right? And then it says, when you're there, ask for Babs. Because, like, in the like, where are they going to be from now? Babs is a Universal Studio tour guide.
Yes.
So in this, it says, when in Hollyrock, go to Universal Studios Hollywood. Which I do love the Jurassic Park The Ride joke, too.
My only problem with the Jurassic Park The Ride joke is I thought it was going to be a sight gag, but then they, like, went to it and were like, yeah, see, here it is. It's right here. Get it? And I was like, yeah, I fucking get it. I get it.
I'm Steven Shellberg.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Christ. So, there was something I was going to say and I totally lost it.
So, there are some really fun moments for me in this film. Like, there are at least 3 to 4 times where I did laugh out loud.
I think I did too, but they're not, like, good moments.
I mean, I'm embarrassed about it.
I am too. Because
yeah.
I looked at Carly when we were watching it after laughing. I was like, God.
Okay, so I've got my top 3, I think. One was when Barney says, like, that Betty is gonna take him home and cook him breakfast.
That's the one thing I laughed about too.
He's like, oh, Fred, I just met Betty and she said that she wanted to take me home for breakfast, but I don't know what we're gonna do, like, before breakfast.
Yes. That made me laugh too. But I also feel like that might be a crime, having sex with someone who can't understand what's happening to them.
Right? And also, Betty is down the fuck.
She horny.
Like, immediately.
Immediately horny.
Well, because when she does meet Fred, I know we're skipping around a bit, but, like, when she does meet Fred, she straight up, like, Fred's like caveman groaning at her. Right? And she's like, I have dated men that said less.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, well, she's just used to probably being clubbed on the head and raped.
Oh my God!
Caveman.
Oh, you brought something we'll talk about as well is a very odd, like, it's supposed to be a joke in the movie, but it brings up some questions of why there are, like, Neanderthal slaves in the film.
Oh, yeah, how all cops are actual Neanderthals,
but
or
also,
security
like,
guards, too.
Security guards, and, like, the men serving food at the party
Yep.
are all Neanderthals. That's right. You ever think about how, like, when things happen in a movie, just to be funny, but then no one thinks of the implications of what's happening?
Oh, yeah.
That is wholeheartedly that one. I remember what I was gonna say.
So easy a caveman could do it. Fuck you, Geico.
Remember when that came out?
Yeah.
And then it was a show, and then it turned out to be real, like, tone deaf on the fact that it was really racist sentiment they were doing, basically.
I mean, yeah.
That's this.
Yeah.
No, I remember what I was gonna say. You said someone went to Universal and pitched, here's a prequel. Here's the correction on that. No, they didn't. They went to Universal and said, a sequel to the Flintstones movie.
Right.
And John Goodman said, fuck that. And so they had to make a prequel because he's like, I'm not coming back.
I don't understand why they had to make a prequel just because they changed the cast.
Because yeah, I know. They could have done like I don't know.
Just a sequel.
But John Goodman's so good in it, and he was like synonymous with the role. But why did they even have to make a second one? Is the question.
Because they had just spent money on a Universal Studios area that was all Flintstoned out.
Yep. And the other reason too is the 90s and early 2000s, because I know for a fact because I was swept up in it, was like dinosaur fever because of dinosaurs,
right?
Like the puppet TV show, and obviously Jurassic Park. Like I was so into dinosaurs. That's why I like the Flintstones so much. I wore out our tape of it. Yes. Yes. Yeah, this movie is...
I'm a VC roar. They put tapes in my mouth. It's a living.
It's a living. Like, you know, it's weird because I remember a few episodes back I made the joke about the animal that's a condom.
Yeah,
and he's like,
the
it's
snake
a living.
condom.
And was like, did I make that because we were doing the Flintstones? Or did I just say that?
No, you did.
Okay, I was like, fuck, why did I say that?
That's for when Betty and Barney get it on.
There is one person who came back to reprise their role. Kyle MacLachlan, the guy, the cop from Twin Peaks, and our friend from Showgirls.
He's not in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's just a guy who looks just fucking like
no,
him.
He
playing
doesn't.
The same character.
He does not. This guy is handsome. Kyle MacLachlan is not handsome to me.
They look very. They have like the. My problem is because at first I was like, "Is that him?" Is that they have the same look for the character?
Okay.
In the movie, and it was really confusing. And they're playing almost the same like Playboy.
Well, that was their thing. If somebody was rich, they put them in like cut off sleeves, like buffalo suit with a bow tie around their neck. They look like a caveman Chippendale.
I do have to say though, the original Flintstones movie was like an awakening for me, like as a child when I saw it. Cause like, holy shit, did my heart flutter when like Halle Berry shows up in that movie.
That's right.
I would be like, God damn, this is a children's movie.
Well, this one, that's another great joke in this film. Is one,
oh, and he's like, my cock's hard.
No. Okay, so, there's the scene in which Fred's gonna get framed.
Yes.
Right? And there's two almost simultaneous jokes that are great, where he's like, I think the person who, has done a crime should confess about it. And people just start being like, I wear other people's underwear, right? And there's, when he goes, there's a crime being committed in this room and other people, I feel like those people should come forward and confess. And then one of the guys in the Stones, turns to the girl and is like, hey, you said you were of age.
He goes, what was it? You're over 18, right? Or like, how old are you
right?
again?
I was like, oh shit, this movie is not a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Right? But then the better joke is I'm systematically poisoning the dinosaurs' water supply.
In decades, they will all be dead. And everyone's like, shut up. No one cares.
Best joke in the movie. And that it comes back. I wish it came back 3 times.
Comedy happens in 3s.
It kind of does because
he shoots Dino in the head in front of everyone.
He should have. That's the worst part of the movie.
Do you know what I think the Dino thing is? We'll get into the plot of this film shortly. But I think the Dino part of this film was the realization that there's nothing in this movie for children.
Yeah.
At all. Everything is adult jokes.
I mean, Vegas, the kids aren't going to understand the Vegas puns and...
Yeah, nothing. They're not going to get gambling. They're not going to get any of that, of what's happening.
Nope.
So I think the Dino was the tying in.
Fair, yeah. As like the kids were for the first one.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, let's dive in. So, we're introduced to Barney and Fred, and they are both swinging bachelors who live together.
Something like that.
They are gay.
There
are so many gay jokes,
there's a scene
references.
That it's insinuating that they're fucking each other's butts.
Yeah. Oh, you mean when he falls?
On top of him,
yes.
like doggy style?
Yes.
And he's like, oh, we don't.
Right? Where, like, Gazoo is like, I get to see your mating rituals. And he's like, oh, no.
Oh, speaking of Gazoo, I knew we were in for a rough start the instant they showed those aliens.
Okay, yeah. Gazoo is awful.
Poor Alan Cumming.
Alan Cumming, man, because, like, Alan Cumming, the actor, is, like, good and fun to watch, but literally just keeps, like, taking shit roles. Like,
watch yourself. You better not say Spy Kids.
I mean,
he's really good in Spy Kids.
Yeah, but also it's just another crazy thing where you're like, oh god, I'd rather see him do like Broadway and
I was gonna say he's much more of like because I was thinking like he's really good, and then I couldn't think of anything good that he's been in that's a movie.
X2. You know it, man. You know that Nightcrawler scene is the fucking tits.
I always forget that he's Nightcrawler.
Right? You know that scene is like the thing that like put where like Marvel fanboys defend the Fox X-Men series always go to that Nightcrawler scene.
That is true.
Every single time somebody's just like, X-Men Origins is awful, they're like, yeah, but like opening scene of X2.
Don't watch X3 though, and honestly, don't really watch the first X-Men movie either.
And honestly, like you gotta skip the first half of X2.
Honestly, don't fucking watch Fantastic Four, please, for the love of God.
Yeah. Like I remember in that. I want to say. I mean, still, this is not my most hated role for him. That still goes to Son of Mask.
You know what, though?
What?
I'm gonna say it. He's the best part of Son of Mask.
I mean, you might not be wrong, honestly.
He is bringing everything to that role.
As Loki.
Yeah, he's good in it.
Loki.
I didn't have anything to say to that.
Okay, so like I said, we're introduced to Fred and Barney, but not before. Sorry, the first thing in the film introduces us to Gazoo,
and he's almost our main character because he's the driving force of the plot. He's got to go to Earth and see how humans fuck.
Right? That's his mission. Yeah. Is like, I've got to go down and I'm gonna watch you guys bone.
Fuck you! I'm gonna watch you get your rocks off. So you guys do a dinosaur
Spew
style?
A geyser. That one's a stretch.
Boo!
Dinosaur style? Yeah. Oh.
So yes, basically that's the plot. He's a loser too. He's like the laughing stock of the other aliens.
Which isn't ever, like, expanded upon beyond this right here.
You never see them again.
Yeah.
And the joke that I hated the most was like, how come they can't reproduce like us? And then that guy's like, and like splits himself.
Yep.
But like, why don't all the aliens look like the same person?
Right? Like those two that split did, but like, I don't know. It looked like Dan Aykroyd was the other character. Didn't it? It looked like Dan Aykroyd.
What else did he have going for him?
Yeah. He's like, I love aliens.
He's like, please let me make Ghostbusters 3. Fuck.
Aw. So now we're introduced to Fred and Barney, and
Yes.
they are at their final day of an exam in order to work at the rock quarry.
This joke was kind of funny, I'll have to admit. Fred's talking about how everyone typically, when they study right before they go to bed. Then they go to bed. When they wake up, all the knowledge is gone from their head. So
Right.
what he's going to do is go home, get a good night's sleep, and study before the test. To which Barney is being like, Fred. And he's like, what, Barney? And he's like, the test is right now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
But what did he need to study for?
I know.
Because I don't see him taking any written exam.
No, it's like, you had to study how to lift a rock?
Okay, I've got a lot of problems with this, right?
Fred kills someone.
Well, beyond that. Okay, number one, let's go back to, like, you know, the fact that dinosaurs are used for, like, all of man's, like, things that would be our current modern technology, right? So, number one, that poor dinosaur bridge.
Yeah.
So
its job?
yes, there is a dinosaur that literally is a bridge that like extends its neck to one side, and then you drive over it, and then you drive on its tail to finish it.
Also, it's a fucking massive dinosaur, 'cause that's a huge, like,
Yes.
canyon they drive over.
Yeah, and I'm over here being like, okay, so what is like, what's the Golden Slate Bridge like? I just came up with that right now.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad at you. That is some stupid shit they would say in this movie,
Yes.
too.
Because it's all puns. It's
all
all
rock
rhymes.
puns, yeah. God damn it.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was pretty good. But yes, not only are the dinosaurs the machinery, but they can also talk, and that's like really upsetting to me.
Yeah.
That they're not just like creatures that do the work, which is still like equally as worse.
Right.
The fact that they're like, it's a living.
Right, but also, like, they don't, like, nobody seems to care about them
No.
when they're like, I'm poisoning the dinosaurs. They're like, fuck them! It's only our entire support system for our economy, but fuck them!
Fuck up. In 1.5 million years, it'll be a machine.
Yeah, that's doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, it's one of those things where I'm not sure, part of me wants to nitpick just for the sake of the fun of it, right? And then the other part of me goes like, no, like that was the joke all the way back from the cartoon.
I know,
was
but-
like, how do people from the Stone Age do things that we get as modern day people, like society?
Yeah.
You know,
even
like,
though dinosaurs have been dead for millions of years at this point.
yeah. Sure. Okay.
One of the things I think that would make it more funny, personally, in my opinion, is if, as I said with that opening scene, they're really starting you off on like, hey, don't expect it to look any better from here on out.
Horrible CGI.
The CGI in this is god
Honestly,
awful. It's at an inexcusable god awful amount.
because every single time that it gives me CGI, it's almost unnecessary. It's almost like every single time you see one, you're like, I didn't need that, and your movie would have been better if you actually didn't put that in.
Gazoo floats around like there's literally no weight to him. He's
Yep.
literally just like on the top of the film, just like scooting around.
Mm-hmm.
And again, listen, people are always like, well, it was an older movie. This movie came out almost 20 years ago. Jurassic Park came out 7 years before this movie.
Yep.
Lost World came out a couple years before this.
Yep.
It is inexcusable.
Same distribution company.
Yeah. This movie made no money, though.
That's true.
That's good.
$83 million. I bet you, okay, because if there's one thing that I can praise above anything else, it's set design.
The set design is okay.
It's okay.
It's
I mean,
good.
it's a little theme parky.
It is, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because, so, Great America, the park I used to work at, had a Hanna-Barbera play area.
Yeah.
And they had
It
a
looked like
Flintstones thing, and it looked like this.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a little theme parky.
Because the other stuff in the other Flintstones movie looked a lot better.
Mhm.
But I think it's because this is supposed to be, like Las Vegas, so it's very flashy and colorful, and
Sure.
it doesn't look good.
Everything looks like that, like the plastic rocks
Yes,
that you see.
That's exactly.
I mean, I do remember in the short time that I worked at Universal, they still had bits and pieces of a Flintstones area at that point. So they had like a barbecue grill.
There was a Flintstones car backstage at Great America like 2 years into me working there, and I used to sit in it, and it always had cats in it. There was always like 10 cats in it.
I'm a saber-tooth. So yes, Fred is taking his exam on a Bronto crane simulator. Now, here's what I don't
That
understand.
did make me laugh a little bit.
But it doesn't make any sense, because if you now have a machine
I know.
that can simulate and actually pick up a rock, I'm like, what do you need the dinosaur for?
He literally picks up one rock and drops it in a basket, and like, congrats, you graduated.
Not before murdering a
He
man.
does kill someone. Do you know what's funny though? Is you never see that guy again.
Yeah, you do.
Is he on the stage?
He's on the stage short. He's shrunk now.
Oh,
You
that
didn't
is
see it?
pretty funny. I
Yeah.
just thought he died, so I wasn't looking for him again.
I thought so too, because I wrote, well, that guy's dead, right? And then immediately had to like erase that.
The joke in this sequence that I straight up was just like, fuck you, and I almost turned the movie off when they're talking
I'm
about...
really angry with this movie. I had a good time.
When they were talking about if Barney would be able, as a mechanic, to work on a crane that's having a backfiring malfunction. Yep. And of course it's a fucking stupid fart joke.
I mean, as soon as I heard a backfiring thing, I was like, yep, farting.
Yeah, and it farts so big that it blows everyone away. And that made me laugh a little bit, but I was like, God.
Man, I got 3 stomachs. Got me some slack.
Yeah, and you're just like, shut up. So they graduate.
Mm-hmm. And then we are introduced to Wilma.
Wilma Slaghoople.
Slaghoople. Now that's a name.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful. But
so's Fred.
Yeah.
And then she's looking down to bedrock from her home.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom is like, don't look down there. That's the slums, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, but what else is there other than your home on a hill? You guys there's nothing else around them.
Yeah, they live up on a giant mansion, like on the top, tippy top of this like mountain.
Yeah.
So we're established that Wilma and her family are extremely rich, and she's about to get married to Chip, right?
Rockefeller.
Yeah.
That made me... I know it's a rock joke.
Yeah.
But it's also like the Rockefellers have always been rich joke. And it's like, okay, that's the smartest joke this movie can make. It's alright. I'll give it a pass.
You guys want to watch 30 Rock tonight?
Boo! This movie has 30 Rock humor in it, which is fucking atrocious.
I mean, Jane's in it.
Jane's in it, yeah.
So she's gonna get married, and then she's given a whole bunch of appliances, dinosaurs, right? And they're straight up dicks, right?
Wait, no, this is her friend that's getting married. It's not Wilma who's about to get married. No, this is someone else's wedding party.
Okay. I thought she ran out on her own wedding.
No. She...
Which kind of would have made more sense for Chip to go to the elaborate, depths that he does.
This is a friend of hers or something like that who's about to get married. This is her wedding party.
Am I wrong, though?
It would have made more sense.
It would have made way more sense.
Because she does introduce him as her, ex-boyfriend that they dated a long time ago.
Right. Instead, we could have had a situation in which, ex-boyfriend, very close, that she ran out on.
Yeah, then it would have been better.
Yeah. It would have given him more depth.
It is confusing that we start out at someone else's, wedding shower that we never see again.
Right. I love, the garbage disposal, or no, it was the orange juice squeezer.
Yeah.
Right? It's basically a little dinosaur, but he has a turtle shell or something on his head.
Yeah.
And that's gonna squeeze orange juice, right? He goes, I give this marriage 6 months, tops, as he talks to the screen, right? And I'm like, that wasn't a joke, that was just mean, buddy.
You're an asshole. These people are giving you a job, you piece of shit. And do you know what's funny?
It's a living!
All those appliances that are shown on that table, the lawnmower, the juicer, and whatever else is up there, are used in later scenes, and they're just the same prop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's movie, I
think the garbage disposal is from the first movie. It's a pig.
Yeah, it is. It is from the first movie. It's hey, where'd your $53 million go?
Oh, God. So, I immediately, already, this is one scene in for her, and I actually wrote in my notes, I do not like Kristen Johnston. It's not Wilma.
No, that was my problem, it's an odd casting choice for her. I know that this was the peak of her career, because 30 Rock, goddammit, Third Rock from the Sun was out and all that kind of stuff, but
was it? Oh yeah, yeah.
And I said this, and it's not her at all. I'm not saying this about her. I'm saying about her characterization in the film comes off. I know she's supposed to be the fish out of water with rich people, but she comes off trashy.
Yes, I think partially is the wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stringy and it's long and it's not up like Wilma.
But it comes off very trashy. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Yeah, because it's that fake, like, Ariel hair.
Yeah, just like wiry wig, bad wig.
It's like a stripper that puts on a wig and just goes to town.
Nice.
You're not wrong, though. Yeah, and, like, her makeup's overdone, and take that plus her weird facial expressions and wincing and and you're just like, ugh.
And she's doing that. She's just doing so much face acting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
she learned from French Stewart. I just ate a lemon.
The always the telltale sign of a bad child actor is hand acting.
Okay.
And the telltale sign of a bad adult actor is face acting.
Fair.
It's just like using your face far more than... Because no one else really does it.
No, everybody else, like, pretty much has their character down.
Also, this, for a children's movie, where you're expecting a lot of slapstick, there is, like, no slapstick comedy in this movie at all. There's, like, a couple scenes of it.
That's true. So we're introduced to Chip, which is our resident bad guy for this film.
Not Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, right. But he rides in on this stupid fucking CGI, like, basically dinosaur that is Dino from the cartoon.
Yes.
Right? Which Dino is like a kangaroo, like a green kangaroo looking thing.
No, not Dino. Dino's the dog that they own.
Oh, then what is Barney's? Because Hopper.
Hopper.
Right.
It's a big grasshopper voiced by Kevin Spacey. I like carrots. Give me the grain.
Come here and read this script while I play with you in front of your dad.
No! Oh my god! That was fucking dark.
That was real dark.
So he comes in on the kangaroo, and he could have just walked in. It's really dumb.
Yeah, I don't know why you spent the money to animate that. Like,
and it doesn't look good either.
No, it looks awful. And at what point did somebody say, like, just cut it?
No one ever said that. This whole film is candid. It's just one, like, shot of real.
It's just one uncircumcised dick.
Yeah, it's just so much foreskin.
Just cut it.
The other problem with this character is that it's Billy Zane in Titanic, right?
Yes.
This is that character. Just guy who has nothing, like, positive about him. He's just shitty.
And then eventually slips a necklace into somebody's pocket for him to get arrested.
Yes. It's awful.
Damn, that is literally Titanic.
And guess what?
A year before it, Titanic
came out. The only
out.
problem with Barney is that he's poor.
With Fred or Barney?
I mean, with Fred.
Yeah.
Said he's poor.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing as Titanic.
Wow.
Wow, James Cameron, you hack.
Oh, and she's a redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he paints her naked.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Paint me like one of your cave girls, Fred.
Also, if you're listening to this and you're wondering, when do they get to Vegas? Yeah, it's not till, like, there's only 45 minutes left in this
that's
movie.
not even our fault.
Yeah. They actually, the title portion of this film does not happen till the end of the movie.
Yeah, so he rolls up and establishes that he was an ex-boyfriend, and Wilma runs away. Just is like, I don't want to be rich. I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to run away. So she runs away.
I wish I could be poor.
Yeah.
Said no one ever.
Yeah.
So what does she do to go slum with the poor people?
She goes
to Burger King.
Burger King, but it's a drive-through Burger King.
And it's not called Burger King in this. It's like...
I don't know this joke.
It's dumb.
I mean, there are a lot of... I love the Stone Age, like, puns. I really do. I love Princetone. He went to Princetone.
Boo.
Joan Crawfish.
Yeah, that one was okay.
Roca-Cola. That one's horrible.
That one's really bad. Because it doesn't even sound like Coca-Cola.
Nope. Upper Crust Mobile Estates.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. The Cattle Rock Limo.
That one made me mad. The Cattle Rock.
And a Maserati.
Maserati did make me laugh. I was actually like, am I dumb?
I love Maserati.
Yes, I was like...
Genius.
I laughed at it and I was just like, fuck me.
Yeah. So Fred and Barney have now graduated. They get their diplomas, and they're like, we're gonna be successful bachelors. Yeah, but I'm lonely, Fred says.
As he throws rocks into a lake.
Yeah.
Here's why I slightly disagree with you about the set design of this film. The set design is great, but the locations are fucking atrocious. They're literally just in, like...
a rock quarry.
Yeah, it looks terrible. It looks so low budget because they have these big sets, and then it's just like, yeah, there's dirt and rocks. Like, that's...
I mean, what did you want, honestly? Did you want matte
The
paintings?
other Flintstones movie doesn't look like this all the time.
Okay.
There's other shit going on. It just looks so, like, amateur. I don't know. But there is one thing I noticed in this scene. I thought back to the rest of the movie, and I kept thinking about it as I went further in. I give massive respect to this entire cast because they are all barefoot in every single scene. Mm-hmm. When they're going to the carnival later, they're literally walking in, like, rocky dirt, completely barefoot.
That is true.
This is Quentin Tarantino's favorite film. It's just dirty feet.
Yeah, like, because sometimes you get lost and you forget about that fact until, like, you see something like her mom, and she's in, like, a full, like, elaborate gown, but then they do a full body shot, and
She's
there's, like, barefoot,
Yeah.
right? And you would expect heels or something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so that's when you would notice it, like, the most.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, Fred's basically like, big titty women just don't fall out of the sky, right?
And then a big titty woman does not fall out of the sky.
No.
It's one of the worst parts of this film.
Yeah.
Gazoo.
Gazoo shows up, and it's just like, hey, dum-dums, I'm here to watch you fuck.
My name's Gazoo, and one of the most unfunny jokes in the movie that keeps coming back is, Kazoo?
Yeah.
You're like, no, Gazoo. He's like,
Because I think the joke there was that we, as an audience, used to think his name was Gazoo in the cartoon.
yeah, and it's like, ha ha ha.
Anyway.
Yeah. Did you, an interesting piece of trivia, actually.
So it's not going to be interesting.
Wilma's dementia-ridden father.
Oh, yeah, the general.
Is the original voice of Gazoo from the television show.
Ah, so he wasn't acting.
No, he actually just wandered on the set, and they're like, how do we get rid of this old man?
He's in the film now.
And he's like, yeah. That's a weird part that's supposed to make me laugh, too, and it just makes me sad that he has dementia.
That's true. Yeah.
He's a couple rocks short of a quarry.
Oh. That would have been great. We should have made this movie.
We're going to remake it.
Oh,
and we're going to cast Kenneth the Page from 30 Rock as Barney.
No, that's awful.
You don't think he'd be good?
No.
Damn.
Do I want Barney to be, like, semi-effeminate?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Tracy Morgan as Barney.
Yo, Fred!
That's my new casting for this film. Him as Barney.
Alec Baldwin is Fred.
Yeah, that's good.
Barney.
Always be closing, Barney.
Tina Fey as Betty. I'm gonna go eat ice cream and cry now.
Yeah, and then... and Scarlett Johansson as Dino. Because she's allowed to play any role she wants. I was going to say Wilma, but I was like, nah.
Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit is fucking phenomenal. I'm like, I want her to be my mom.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Did you cry?
It was close.
Fuck, because I'm scared I'm going to cry when I go see it.
I don't think you will.
I cry easily, though.
Okay. You might.
I was trying to think of another redheaded... Oh... Katie Seagal. Yeah, I know she's a little old. But
why is our whole cast old?
Because it's them as old people now. It's the Jetsons movie that was supposed to happen after this, but then didn't because this movie tanked.
Oh. That's right. They were supposed to get together.
Yeah, they were going to meet up, like in the cartoons.
Right.
Fuck.
Flintstones and the new dementia.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
So yeah, anyway,
Yeah,
Gazoo is like, hey, I'm here to watch you fuck, and like, here's what bothers me about the Gazoo and his relationship with Barney and Fred is the fact that he establishes that only they can see him, right? And he's there to watch them and annoy them and us, and they seem to not address the issue of Gazoo when he's not there. Right?
No, yeah.
They never, like, so what happens is that, he, in a scene that happens like 2 or 3 scenes from now, like, Gazoo's like, go ahead and, like, meet some girls, and he's like, oh, wait, I can't see you, you can't, we can only see you, that's crazy, okay, and then, like, Gazoo disappears, and then he immediately is like, yeah, so, like, I'm here to meet the girl of my dreams, like, with a speech, and I'm like, you guys aren't going to discuss, like, that it's fucking crazy that you're talking to an alien, and, like, he literally now is giving you the facts that you won't, nobody else will be able to see him, right? No, he doesn't disappear, and then they go, Fred, this is fucking crazy.
Well, okay, I do have to say one of the only times that I actually laughed hard at this movie is when they learn that only they can see Gazoo, because he's sitting there
with the old man
yelling at Gazoo, and then this old man's like, what? And he's like, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him. And the old man says, well, you don't have to yell at me. And he like drives away.
Yeah.
We did miss when Wilma goes to Burger King, she meets Betty, and Betty
This is my favorite joke.
gives her a job. Are you talking about what I think you're talking about?
Maybe.
So apparently Wilma just looks flat, broke, poor, down on her luck, and they just keep hitting her with the punches like, you don't have a job, you're hungry, and she's trying to explain, no, I just want to, like, live on my own, and Betty's not listening. And then Betty says, I've seen people like you before when I volunteered down at the Caveless shelter.
She goes, oh my god, are you caveless?
Yes. That did make me laugh, because I was like, God damn it.
It was so good. I loved it.
But
I told you, she's killing it.
Yeah, she's doing a good job.
She's adorable
least
in this
someone
role, too.
is.
Like, I find myself, I've never found her attractive, per se. I don't know. Mostly because I just hate her character on 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Right? But here, I'm like, she's adorable, and I would date that actress.
She's doing a really good job. There's not a lot of people you can say are doing a good job in this movie and actually, like, putting in the work, and she definitely is.
The whole time.
Yes, her and, admittingly, Stephen Baldwin are really, like, hamming it up, having a good time.
Committing to their roles.
But you know what? Fred isn't bad. He's just not John Goodman.
That's right. Yeah, that guy's not, but he's also not the over-the-top Fred that we need.
Yes.
He's not
He's playing
boisterous or angry
He's
yet.
playing it really close.
Just straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So Betty basically takes in Wilma.
Takes her to her apartment, and
then they're living with each other and gets her a job at the Burger King.
Yep. So then Fred and, like we said, Fred and Barney go to Burger King to go pick up women, because that's where all the hot women are, is at Burger King. Definitely not just like some person that just soiled themselves in a booth.
Oh, I do like right before this is that whole, like, when they're in pajamas and they, like, are on top of each other.
That's right.
Right? But I love Barney's pajamas, which are just caveman paintings, like, in a pattern print.
Yes.
It's just look like caveman drawings. I love those pajamas. I want them myself right now.
This is when they do make the incredibly NC-17 joke where it makes it look like they're fucking each other in the butt. And then Gazoo's like, oh, is this the mating ritual? And they're like, we don't do it with each other. It's like, you guys have thought about it, though.
Oh, also, the scene before this when Gazoo crash lands, they thought he was a genie, and they go, what do we have to rub?
Yeah, he's like, we get 3 wishes now, what do we have to rub? What if Gazoo is just like, this?
Tiny penis.
Gazoo is awful looking, too. He's got, like, ringworm eyebrows.
Yep. God damn it.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
So yes, they go to Burger King.
They meet, Fred meets
Betty.
Yes.
And he's like, humna.
Yeah, she's
And
good looking.
Yeah, and she does make the joke, well, I've dated men who've said less.
Yep.
So then, Barney's like, Fred, like nudging him.
Like, give me a date.
And he goes, she's like, oh, your friend needs a date too. I've got someone that can go with him.
Right. And it's
so
Wilma.
it sets up that actually the first date that they went on, Fred was going with Betty and Barney was going with Wilma.
Mm-hmm.
They got each other's sloppy seconds.
Barney, tonight we shower.
That is a pretty good joke too.
Yeah, it is. There's some good jokes.
Yeah, but they're so few and far between, and all they are is just like one-liners.
Yeah.
It's like an episode of Family Guy, only the cutaways are funny.
Yabba dabba don't.
Yabba dabba, do me a favor and get funnier.
Guys, I hope you're listening to this episode. This is the funniest I'll ever be. It's just puns.
Oh man, that does remind me that Seth MacFarlane did do that like adult remaking of the Flintstones.
What?
Yeah, that came out shortly after this. You don't remember that?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it looked like Family Guy was fucking terrible.
Oh god.
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera, like the people that owned the estate at the time, were like pissed and were just like, "No, we don't want you to do this now."
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
So they go to a amusement park.
At the fair.
Yeah, it's a fair or whatever. But like, yeah, if you thought that fair rides were sketchy now, imagine if your roller coaster was just 4 dinosaurs that put their heads and tails together like to make a loop.
And somehow you stayed on it.
Yeah.
This is
and it's going fast.
Yeah. This is one of my a joke that does come up that is pretty funny that should have just been a sight gag.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I take a lot of problem with a lot of comedy, and a lot of comedy that it seems to be people who don't understand comedy do, is taking too long on a joke.
Okay, such as?
They walk up to this sign. You can see it in the big shot. It should have just been a sight gag. There is a thing that says Jurassic Park the Ride coming soon.
Right.
And I think it's more along the lines of a joke about the fact that the Jurassic Park ride at Universal Studios was delayed a bunch.
Maybe. I mean, it was definitely open by then.
Yes, it was. But the joke could have just been you see that and you point and you laugh. But then they go up to it and they're like, oh, Jurassic Park the Ride. Who wants to see dinosaurs? I've got dinosaurs in my backyard.
I mean, to be fair, that's funny because people will say that kind of stuff when it comes to any part of a theme park in which it's local to them. And to me, I feel like because of the time, it's 2000, I feel like they're making a dig at DCA.
You think so?
I think they're making a dig at California Adventure. Why do I need to go there? I got California in my backyard.
That is true, but it's a joke that just like goes on for too long, and then they sit there for so long.
Yeah.
Also, at this point in the car, the dates have been switched.
Also, I just want to point out how just ingrained that we are, that I had to like backtrack and not use an acronym for the park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, DCA, and then I was like, there's like people in 50 different states that don't know what I'm talking about right now.
Yes. So yeah, they go to the park, and it's...
So basically, like, Fred and Wilma... you can predict what's going to happen. Fred and Wilma pair off, and Betty and Barney, because Betty and Barney are like realize that they love the roller coaster, and they're like race it to it, and they go right, leaving us.
They funkin'.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I was like, oh no, the 2 fun characters are leaving, and we are stuck with these shitty ones.
Yeah, and then it's just kind of like one of those like montage like.
Well, it's not a montage. It's just an establishing thing of. Here's Fred and Wilma doesn't know how to bowl, and Fred is doing twinkle toes like he does in a cartoon.
There is one joke in this scene that is my favorite joke, hands down.
Which is?
They walk by the freak show, and there's an announcement coming out of the freak show that says, "See the 40-year-old man! It's a marvel of nature!"
I missed that.
It
That's
made me
great.
laugh really hard. I was like, alright, that's really funny. It's the only joke in this movie that actually I was like, alright, that's
Your
really funny.
father's older than that.
I know, he's old as fuck. So is Joan Collins.
Yeah. It's a great joke, but
is.
like it doesn't add up when you introduce characters like
It reminds
that.
me. It reminds me of in the Little Rascals movie when they're like, "Come see the man eating chicken," and it's that kid eating a bucket of chicken.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
He teaches her how to bowl.
They fall for each other because of that, somehow.
She's like, "I love the way you handle balls." It's like, Barney taught me. So they...
Oh, Fred, thanks.
Oh, Fred.
Oh, Fred, you shouldn't have.
I'm a yabba dabba cum.
No.
So lame. I apologize.
Yabba dabba spew. I don't know. I'm gonna yabba dabba do ya.
Oh, there you go. Where'd you get that from? A Valentine in 3rd grade?
Jesus, what were your Valentines were very aggressive.
Yeah, there's some weird kids in my class.
Bumblebee, I will transform your love.
Fuck. We're back to that. Gay Optimus Prime.
You give me gas, Bumblebee. And that's my life force.
That was worse than the dabba cum. Can you give me gas?
Yeah.
I know the
that's
joke is
their-
that it's a car, but
Yeah.
it sounded like it makes him fart.
That was the point.
Put it in my exhaust pipe, Bumblebee.
Your 3rd grade Valentines are super aggressive.
They were.
Trying to suck thumbs later?
Meet me under the swings if you want your cootie shot.
Oh, shit. Okay, so Fred comes up to, Barney comes up to Fred. I keep swapping them. And he's straight up like, hey, is it okay if I date Betty? And Fred's like, yeah, sure. It's great. Cause I like, Wilma. Right? And, and then they do the joke about being like, she said she's gonna take me home and cook me breakfast. I don't know what we're gonna do before that.
Yeah.
You gonna fuck, Barney?
Good job, Barney.
Your bowl cut is gonna be flapping in her face.
That bowl cut's awful.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Oh, God.
he looks like Edward Furlong in T2.
Yes.
But blonde.
Have you seen Stephen Baldwin's IMDb picture?
No.
It's fucking awful.
Like current?
Yes, you should look at it right now, but I implore everyone that's listening to the show, please go to IMDb and look up Stephen Baldwin's IMDb photo.
Pause stop your car and look it up.
Stop your car on the 5 in the middle of traffic.
Yeah, there's no shoulders there.
Look
but
up
don't worry
Stephen
about
Baldwin.
Steven.
Because you know how everyone typically has like a headshot as their picture or like a professional photo?
Okay.
His is weird.
It's just his parents?
What?
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 Or no, it's him. Sorry.
It's him.
He just looks old. And his wife, I guess. Yeah.
What are you looking at? What IMDb photo are you looking at?
Well, it's this one.
I said IMDb, not Instagram.
Oh,
you dingus.
sorry. It's another I name,
Here, I'll show it to you since I have it open.
Oh, you have it open?
Here.
Well, what?
Here's his Instagram or his IMDb photo.
Oh, it's just an interview.
It's him mid-interview, but from like the Fly Boys premiere. So, yeah.
Okay.
He's got his big doofus
When are we doing
teeth
that one?
out. Oh God, we're gonna do Stephen Baldwin month.
George Lucas's Fly Boys.
So yes, he's gonna funk.
And so Fred and Wilma decide to play like a game, like a carnival game, and they win an egg, which I do love this joke too, being like, man, these die in a week every time.
Yeah, but also, this is another one of those stupid prequel problems. It's like, hey, have you ever wondered the answer to a question you've never asked?
That was my first note of this entire thing, where it was like, hey, did you ever want the origin to the Flintstones? And you're like, no,
I've never asked that.
Nor would I
Honestly,
ever.
I would rather know what's going on with the banana splits as opposed to this.
You would, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, they were a lot of fun.
I love them.
Like, not that new movie. I mean the
No,
original,
the
show. Yeah.
There's
With
a
Cutthroat Island.
There was
and
a
stuff.
CD I used to have that came out in the 90s that was like bands that were popular at the time that covered theme songs from Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Okay, yeah.
The Banana Splits one is my favorite. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4.
Yeah, we don't know.
Has a really good rendition of Happy Happy Joy Joy on it, though.
I mean, but my mom used to watch Banana Splits when she was a child.
Well,
Isn't that crazy?
That's what's wild about this Flintstones movie.
Yeah.
Is like the only reason the Flintstones movie happened is again because it's that 30-year cycle of
Yep.
nostalgia, but also the dinosaur craze. Because this shit was old even to my parents.
Yes.
They were like, what the fuck? Like the Flintstones was on TV, but it was even old at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you imagine somebody actually pulling off properly a Jetsons at this point?
It could be done.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I mean, yeah, with the rise of CGI, yeah, probably.
It would be an action adventure where they have to put Rosie down, though, but like...
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell? She's still alive! We've gotta kill her!
We gotta stop her from riding the bus with my sister, too!
Why is she in this film?
She is! She's that octopus,
She's
isn't
the voice
she?
of the octopus that's massaging her own character from the first movie.
That's masturbation.
That's weird, though. It's like you're not gonna get Rosie O'Donnell back to play Betty, but you'll have her be a cameo voice real quick.
Yeah, I didn't get that. That was actually genuinely...
It was puzzling.
I was upset when it happened.
I was distraught.
I wrote a letter to the director of this film.
Dear blah blah.
Steve Bryant.
Is it really?
I think that's his name, yeah.
What's he done other than this?
Fuck all, hopefully. I hope this ruined his career. Oh, Brian Levant. He directed the first Flintstones.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
He's the director
Oh no.
of 1996 hit Christmas film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and
No
Sinbad.
way.
Jingle All the Way.
Whoa. Wow.
And Are We There Yet with Ice Cube.
Okay, that makes more sense. That one makes a lot of sense after Jingle All the Way.
Wow.
Anything else substantial?
And Snow Dogs with Cuba Gooding Jr.
That also makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. This guy's the safe guy.
And Beethoven.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Problem Child 2.
Oh, God, no. Damn.
We could have a whole year dedicated to the shit this guy's made.
Yeah. So, did you also find this world sometimes extremely morbid? Like, they're riding in a Ferris wheel that is the rib cage of another animal as the seat.
I know it's supposed to be funny, but...
They're just, like, can you imagine what the smell must be like around
also,
them?
there's Neanderthals working at this carnival as well.
Well, they're carnies.
That's fucked up. I know carnies.
That's not a profession.
So
now we get a montage. Each couple is falling in love. This is where, Get What You Give plays randomly.
Yeah.
Don't look back, you're gonna get what you give.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I could here's the problem. I didn't see this montage
Give
scene.
it to me now!
Because I wasn't gonna pause it, but I was taking a shit during this scene.
Oh, really?
But I genuinely thought Carly turned it off and turned something else on while I was pooping because this song played. And I was like, why is this in this movie?
Yes! It doesn't fit. There's no other point in the movie that has a popular song that isn't a cover that they redid. This is just Get What You Give.
Yeah, it's a weird... yeah. Don't look now. Yeah, god damn it.
One look left. We're gone the Miracle Mile.
Like the mall?
Yeah.
In Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Where zombies burlesque is?
We got the dreamer's disease.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
Wilma's dead. He's got dementia disease.
he can't remember anything. So, at this point...
Yeah, well, yeah. Now they see things like their famous house they're dreaming of. They see a house, which I'm like, did you guys buy the model home? Because their bedrock estates hasn't been like built yet.
Yeah.
Other than like one home,
Yeah,
which
they're
looks
like-
just it is theirs basically. I'm like, damn, you guys bought the model home.
And Fred has a really misogynistic dream where Wilma's mowing the lawn and he's sleeping with a drink.
Yep, but she also can read his dreams and is
then
like, that's not how it's gonna go.
Inceptions it, and he's mowing the lawn and she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Also, if you didn't know, Dino hatches out of this fucking egg.
Oh yeah. But he's just like not important.
He sucks. He's a puppet in some points and a really bad CGI dinosaur in the others.
Yeah.
And he
The puppet's not bad.
no, the
It is
puppet
a
looks
little
okay.
rubbery.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he drops her off at her house and he shakes her hand.
Yeah, instead of kisses.
He learned it from Jonathan.
Damn it. Come
Always
on.
be closing.
Please, come on. We don't need to air my personal laundry.
I just feel that love is a business agreement and you should always end it on a handshake.
That is not what I say.
He told me that once dead serious.
I did not.
See, and here's
Stop it.
Here's the thing: the listeners will never know.
I mean, they will because you said it, but that's not true.
They'll never know if it's true or not.
Oh my god, you're just ruining it.
So
Can't be going into 37 years of age and you like throwing out shit like that. Thanks, married guy. Like, you're good. You're set, okay?
I shake Carly's hand every morning when we wake up.
And every night before bed.
I say,
You're like, hey babe, you want a shake?
I was like, good deal.
She's like, I have a headache. No shaking. I told you guys, this is the funniest I'll ever be.
I was gonna shake your hand at the altar as a joke. I told her I was going to. When they
Aw.
said you can now kiss your bride, I was gonna shake her hand.
Should have set up a kissing booth.
So, is this the point where Wilma's mom finds her?
Yep. Wilma's mom somehow finds her and arrives at the apartment that she's living in.
She does explain how she found her. She hired a detective.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, what the fuck?
All right.
Weird.
So, yeah, she hires her, and then that makes Betty upset, but not upset to, like, defriend her. Like, still goes to the party that...
Yeah, so she's like, hey, by the way, there's something I didn't tell you on the way to our party. And they're like, what? And then the gates open, and it's like, yeah, I'm filthy rich, basically.
Right.
And everyone's like mad at her.
And then this is where Fred assaults John Cho.
Yeah, okay, also, Fred sets up in this scene that he's gonna ask Wilma to marry him.
That's right. But there's another, like, kind of gay joke where, like he gives it to Barney, and he's like, Fred, you shouldn't have.
He's like, not for you!
Yeah, right. He's like, oh.
I know we butt fucked once, but damn.
So, this is where another, like, where basically Fred is coming out of his car, the famous car.
Yeah.
And sees John Cho get into the car because he's a valet.
Yeah.
And then straight up assaults him. Is like, not today, pal!
They're about to beat the shit out of him in front of all these people.
Yeah.
This is also where the cattle
This
rock...
isn't progressive. It's going to take another 30 years till we see Halle Berry.
You do bring up an important thing about that, too. This movie's white as fuck.
Yeah.
Except for characters who are doing work are not white.
Yep.
Or they're Neanderthals.
I think the only African Americans in the film are henchmen to Chip.
Yep,
Right?
and
Like,
henchmen to Chip,
or like management for the casino, right?
Henchmen
Or
to
something
Chip.
like that.
dealers at the casino, and a guy driving the car at the end.
That's right. That's right. Damn it.
Yes, this movie's got a race problem.
Yeah.
Just like the cartoon
But
did.
it has little people, too.
But not Tony Cox.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there.
So, yeah, he's gonna ask her to marry him. They beat the shit out of John Cho, and they're like, that's the valet, he parks your car, and they're like, oh, this is where the Cattle Rock joke is, a Cattle Rock limo. And then
I'm okay with this.
yeah, you like that joke.
Yeah.
So then
nope. But okay, I'm sorry. I'm making hyperbole statements a lot here, but this one I think takes the cake. This is the one where I was like, like I was in my bed just like
the Cattle Rock one.
No,
oh, what's
no,
coming up?
immediately next,
go
right?
for it.
So it's a wide shot of the whole party, right? And like piano music is fucking blaring. It's like,
Are you gonna say what's playing at the piano?
Yes.
That made me laugh too.
It's like orangutan.
Yeah, and
it's
all it's
just
doing is
pounding
slapping
away.
on the keys. Yeah,
But it's a full-on, like, okay, anybody who remembers, like, Groundhog Day, when, like, Bill Murray finally learns how to play the piano and he's, like, rocking out at that, like, festival party at the end of the day, it is, like, that kind of, like, rocking out a piano.
but it's
like,
just an orangutan slapping a prop piano.
and it's great! It is so great! Because first I'm like, hell yeah, monkey.
Yeah, and again, is this another, like, these are our slaves as well because they came from people thing?
I don't know, because he's just there. It's the only monkey. No, there's two monkeys. The other monkey brings up the bowling pins that, like, get
Yes.
reset.
See, this brings up a lot of interesting questions. I did just recently hear about a video I need to go watch about the fact that Disney film Sky High kind of has, like, a eugenics plot line to it about breeding the best people.
The one about superheroes and Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got a real
I've never seen it.
weird eugenics thing to it. It's on Disney Plus. Go watch it. But
Nah,
so this
I'm okay.
movie's got a weird eugenics thing to it too, because you've got the cavemen and the monkeys working for the people.
That is true.
Uh-oh.
Yikes. Yeah, but no.
Yabba dabba, that's racist. So Chip talks to Fred to be like, what do you do? And he says, I work at the rock quarry. And he's like, oh, you purchased it?
Right.
And he's like, no, I work there, you fucking idiot. You heard what I said.
Right.
And he's like, oh, a poor person.
Right? And everybody's like,
Which, you know what? The most realistic thing in this film.
yeah. And then they all morphed into creatures and sucked Fred's life force away.
And then there was a butt guy there.
This society.
Yes. So then, he's like, whatever, gets made fun of. They have dinner, and Fred he breaks his glass when he tries to do, like, his toast.
Right.
And then he stands up to basically be like, thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it. This isn't something I'm used to going to.
As this is happening, there has been a couple, like Velma and her father. Her father gives her the iconic pearls that Velma wears.
Oh yeah, her glasses in case they fall off in Scooby-Doo. Because you said Velma.
What is it?
Wilma.
Oh, sorry.
Jinkies.
Damn it. It's all Hanna-Barbera. I don't give a shit.
He gives her a pearl necklace.
That wouldn't happen. Velma's a lesbian.
No, Wilma! Velma do be looking cute in that new animated movie, though.
That is true. Yeah.
I saw that, I was like, huh.
Yeah, it's as if somebody was just like, yeah, they like to cosplay her.
They're like, yeah, Velma's always been kind of hot. Ever since Linda Cardellini played her.
Linda Cardellini just rocked that role.
Especially in the second movie, where she gets sexy.
That's right.
Yeah.
I tell you, I feel like every single time that they put her on screen at this point, they're just catering to the cosplayers that will be.
Yeah. That new trailer... welcome to the new Scooby-Doo trailer discussion.
No, this is just all Hanna-Barbera.
It is Hanna-Barbera. There is a good joke in that trailer where she's like, it smells like mustache oil and scotch. And she's like, who's the culprit? My dad? That's what Daphne says. And I was like, okay, that's pretty good.
Welcome to Stones Away. a Flintstones and Hanna-Barbera retrospective B-movie comedy podcast.
I do like that everyone in the new Scooby-Doo movie got a redesign except for Scooby and Shaggy because they're so... And the only thing that they redesigned about Fred is he doesn't wear an ascot anymore.
Not gay.
Not gay. So back to this movie. Meanwhile, they've also been showing that Dino has been trying to get away from the post that he's on, and he ends up pulling a tree out of the ground and
a full tree, yeah,
and runs to the party. And lo and behold, he goes across the table and he ruins everything.
Yep.
Which out of fucking nowhere, Chip's like, "Hey, thanks for ruining the whole party. Anyway, I'm gonna fly all your friends out to Las Vegas. Not suspicious at all, right? Anyway, get on this pterodactyl plane."
Oh shit! Yeah, that's weird. Pterodactyl plane is weird, right? Because like.
That's a huge pterodactyl.
Right, but does that mean that the pterodactyl is trained? Like, what if the pterodactyl's like...
It's a living!
Yeah, right? Like, does the pterodactyl get paid? Like, because, like, basically...
They allow him to live.
Basically, what we're seeing here is that there is a pterodactyl with a giant hollowed-out log strapped to his back, like a backpack, right? And you get in the log, like it's like the cabin of an airplane, and fly where the pterodactyl flies. So that's where I'm like, yeah, is he trained, or is he just like, I guess we're going to Albuquerque instead of Vegas?
Like, hold on, I gotta take a shit. It's like, it really does.
It's a living.
It really does smell really bad at the back of the plane on that one. And meanwhile, there's a horrific rendition of Viva Las Vegas happening right here. And wouldn't you believe it? It's the second worst Viva Rock Vegas rendition in this movie, because the one at the end is even worse.
But still not the worst one ever made. That's ZZ Top.
Jesus Christ. You don't like that one? The Dead Kennedys one is really good, from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So yeah, they get to
Vegas, and then you get some Vegas puns, like you pass by the Molten Nugget.
Okay, I have to admit the Vegas puns did make me laugh.
And performing later will be Stoney Bennett.
Yes, that one did make me laugh. That was the one where I was like, God damn it.
But my favorite is the hotel they stay in.
Is when Sigmund and Roy get mauled by a saber-tooth. Caveman and Roy.
Damn.
Yes, the hotel they stay at.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Tar Dust.
The Tar Dust. Meanwhile, across the street...
I'm a dancer!
Elizabeth Berkley's like, different places!
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna make some clams.
Yeah. Oh, God. So... God damn it. So they see their room, and it's like, wow, look at that. We have a beautiful view of a matte painting right outside our windows. And it's a Vegas montage.
Yeah.
Shows them doing stuff. Fred's really into winning because he wants to buy, Wilma a bigger ring than what he bought her.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gambling, and,
So I got some questions.
Me too.
Fred's gambling, right?
Uh-huh.
In this montage, before that, they show that in order to take a picture, right, a woodpecker has to carve what he sees by memory.
And I do have to say, a good visual gag in this is when the picture comes out, it's the animated versions of Fred and Wilma.
Well, it's
and they
also,
show that later too.
But they also stick their heads in
a Fred and Wilma,
like
animated
caveman version drawing. Yeah, that was cute. That was a really good nod to that. Also,
but then it happens like 5 more times in the movie.
Yeah, when they give out wanted posters.
Get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But they show that, right?
Oh, I know exactly what you're about to say.
Okay.
They have CCTV.
Yeah.
It's a bird being like,
how does Chip have closed circuit television?
There's a bird with wires jabbed in its head running to a television, and it's like, oh!
It doesn't make any sense.
Chip does have like stone carved versions of famous paintings in his office that are really funny.
So who are they saying painted the famous Scream painting?
I don't know, but it's also American Gothic carved into rock as well. And then the night shift or whatever that painting's called, the guy sitting at that like all-night diner, that's also there all carved.
Yes, right. And that says something Flintstones on the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid. So basically he explains his plan that...
So yeah, two people that, to this moment that I'm speaking of, I still don't really know who they are. Two mobsters that are dressed as leprechauns roll in.
It's Leprechaun 3. It is a little person.
Yeah.
It's like a mobster's henchman.
I guess.
But
a mobster we never meet, so we don't really know Chip's consequences other than what
they're
these
gonna
two...
kill him.
Yeah. No. He says, or on your wedding night, you're gonna be spending it with me.
Yeah, they're gonna
like,
fuck.
damn.
The punishment is he's gay now.
This movie just loves the penis.
I mean, that is late 90s humor, was like, I'm not gay!
I love the cock. I mean, rock!
And then he has discount Gina Gershon up there with him.
Yes.
That's why I was making the joke about Kyle MacLachlan, because it almost is the same, like, thing.
Yeah. That's good. Discount Gina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what they're gonna do...
I said Gina Davis. Too much gum. Too much gum to teeth ratio.
Yeah, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Oh, man.
I know, me too.
The top 10, man.
When he puts that gun against his head and he's like, kill me.
Man, don't spoil The Fly.
Well, you just told him what movie I was talking about.
I just let him know.
I was talking about Jeff Goldblum's real life.
What?
Before his renaissance.
Aw.
Now he's like the most popular man on earth.
Yes, yes.
I'm a fly.
Yeah.
He has a show on Disney Plus now too. It's like a National Geographic show.
Yeah. Can you imagine it? The breathing swallows.
I still want that Snoop Dogg nature show that when he did that thing where he narrated this thing about the otters. He's like, what are they, mongooses? They're mongooses. There's a bunch of otters.
Oh, damn, that's a cat.
So, yeah, he basically says what he's going to do is he's going to let Fred keep winning keep winning.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to make him lose.
Right.
Now, here's something you mentioned that you brought up. And you said, how does that work? A win switch to a lose switch that he's going to throw?
Yeah.
But, Jonathan.
What?
You and I both went somewhere on my bachelor party where we found out that it's a little stranger than fiction. Remember at Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum?
Where they lied to you? Am I supposed to say that? Was that in our contract that we signed that we weren't supposed to say that things are fake as fuck?
Hey, they were cool as shit.
They were cool. It was way cool, but sorry, Zach.
No, just remember, we went in that room and it had the suicide table, the roulette table that had magnets in it that would make you lose all your money because it would go, the magnet would set and the ball would go where opposite of where you bet. So it's
damn, you just because that was a big part of my argument.
It happens.
Yeah, but it seems to only be happening to Fred.
Yeah, he used a lose ray on him. Meanwhile, there's a guy being every time he rolls the dice.
We didn't tell people that the reason why he's gone from win to lose, with a lever, is that Chip has given Fred a line of credit.
A line of credit of $1 million.
Yeah.
He's like, you're a fucking idiot, Fred. You deserve to be murdered.
Well, that's the thing, too. When it all goes down, where he's just oh, no, I can't pay it back. Oh, man, Chip, this was your plan all along. I'm whether it was or not, you still gambled, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. And, what happens so then Wilma is now upset with Fred because
he's I'm on a roll.
Yeah, and he loses his money.
You're
right?
not on a roll. You're playing poker.
So she goes, yeah, she goes to Chip and it's wah. And then Betty is now mad at Barney because she sees Barney wiping a pie off of discount Gina Gershon's boobs.
Right, and so then she meets Mick Jagger. Which is basically, it's Alan Cumming again in a dual role, right?
And it's fucking terrible.
It is pretty bad.
It's the worst Austin Powers impression I've ever seen.
I don't think he was going for that. But
I know, and that's upsetting.
he was more going for Austin Powers' car, apparently.
With his big old shag jacket.
Yeah, he's just in a giant, shaggy Union Jack. Like a giant Union Jack costume.
Yeah, and this character's awful.
Yeah, no, and it doesn't do much for the story other than give Barney a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, Mick Jagged.
Right? Because almost as if they were like, well, we've got something for Fred to fight for, but we forgot about Barney and Betty.
He could fight trying to get his hand out of a pickle jar or something like that. That's how dumb he is.
I love it.
So, Chip convinces Wilma, he tells her, there's been a bunch of robberies at the casino, which is like, I wouldn't be telling, like, people you know that in your casino.
Right. On opening weekend.
But he's like, you should put your necklace in my safe to keep him safe.
I have a tiny safe.
And she's like, yeah.
It's super small.
And she's like, duh, sounds like a good idea. And puts them in there. The decisions that the main characters make in this movie, the only one who doesn't make stupid decisions is Betty.
That's true. Well, I mean, what does anybody expect, like, when you you don't have, like, I don't know, glass in your windows? Like, people are gonna break in.
Yeah, but it's like
valuables, you don't worry about valuables in Bedrock.
The people in this movie, like, being duped hasn't been invented yet, apparently. Because they're like, wow, that sounds really suspicious, but no one would ever do anything bad on purpose. There is a good homage to Casino in this. Have you seen Casino?
Is it when the alarm goes off and it sounds like a jihad?
No,
because that's what happens in this.
In Casino, there's a scene where a guy is being worked by the mob, and they put his head in a table vise and they start tightening it.
Oh yeah,
they have his head in a wood vise.
That's right,
like a hand vise, and he's like. And they're like, we need the money, Lebowski.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, but they do pull on the tail of an alarm, which is
and it just goes.
It goes
and it just keeps going. And I was like, what?
This was pre-2001.
That is true.
So, yeah. Then he's like, oh, there's been a robbery.
Also, right before this, they go to a boxing match that, like, we're on round 122 of what is two guys clubbing the fuck out of each other.
Neanderthals again.
Oh, that's right. Oh no.
Yes, I'm saying there's like some weird racist undertones happening in this film.
Well, I will give them the benefit of the doubt that they once again just did not think it through. I don't think it's purposely.
No, I'm not saying it's one of those things of just like not thinking.
Right.
Yeah, and it is kind of funny that their boxing is just they're hitting each other with big clubs.
Yeah. The Crudes.
Yeah, and then starring Nick Cage.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a good movie actually. And then he throws when a guy flies out of the ring and lands on top of on Fred. But yes, they pull the alarm. The things close. All these gates close. He's like, "There's been a crime committed here," is what he says. And then the lady's like, "I stole all the towels from my room."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Well, that's illegal. That's not what I'm talking about."
Yeah.
And then this other guy's like, I'm wearing other people's underwear." And he's like, "Again, that's not what I'm looking for." And then there's that guy with one of the only really funny, clever jokes.
I'm systematically poisoning the dinosaurs' water supply. In a matter of decades, they will be extinct. And nobody says anything.
Everyone's like, okay. And he's like, no one cares, and he leaves.
Well, that's where I think that does come around in threes, right? Because I think he doesn't immediately go to like, hey, doesn't anybody care? They go now to accuse Fred, right?
And then he comes back and he's like, does nobody care about the dinosaur thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they go, no!
Yeah.
And that's where it gets funny. Like it turns back around on itself. And I loved it.
Yeah, that is a funny joke.
That might be, cause that's, if anybody's listened to the theme song, that's the line I picked for the theme song for this one. So like, I think I found that as my funniest joke.
So, they arrest Fred and Barney.
Yep.
They put him in prison.
They arrest Barney as well because he tries to defend Fred,
Yeah.
saying like, "Yo, Fred's so dumb. He never could have opened that safe on his own."
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, so you did it too?"
Right? Because he goes, because he openly says like, "I have to help Fred do these kind of things."
Yeah, and they're like, "Okay,
right,
dumbass."
And I feel like somebody'd be like, "That's bullshit. That guy's mentally challenged."
He's like, "I am." So they're in jail, and they're being watched by the same guards that watched Jeffrey Epstein. It's a caveman again. It's a Neanderthal completely asleep.
Okay.
Okay, this brings up something happens in this scene that makes me really mad.
Okay.
Gazoo's like, "I can't get you guys out because you know I can't affect anything in the material world."
Right. But he can influence people's like decisions. That's about it.
Well,
right?
no, because this is what happens is Barney is crying because they're stuck in prison.
Right.
He walks out of the bars, gets tissues, and comes back, and they're like, "Barney, you can walk through the bars." And he's like, "I can? I didn't know that."
Yeah.
So he goes out to get the keys, and when he does, he stubs his toe, and he yells, and the guard wakes up, and this is where I'm saying, wait, Gazoo, you fucking moron. Because
I think he was just lying to them.
Because he's like, woo, 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 and then, like, the shelf falls on the guard's head.
Well, okay,
and knocks him out.
But he does give Fred a look being like, you know what, like, I can fib once or twice or something.
Yeah, meanwhile in the cell next to him, Jeffrey Epstein's just being brutally murdered. He's like,
no, Jeffery Rockstein.
Jeffrey Rock Vein is being choked to death.
Oh. He's a paleophile.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was good. I like
He
that.
touched
one.
dinosaurs.
I think that's
He used to invite dinosaurs to his private island.
I think that's still like having sex with animals. I think that's
That's just bestiality.
Bestiality, yeah. I think a paleophile would mean he like fucked bones.
Yes, you're under investigation for digging up a bunch of fossils and then having sex with it.
What's wrong with that? I think people eventually will grow out of their...
We've got to kill him. We've got to kill him. Too many people know about our bone fucking fetish. It goes all the way up to the top.
You don't want to know how many bones Reagan fucked. And we're not just talking about his wife.
Oh man, it's Brontogate all over again. Okay.
Ronald Reagan introduced crack cocaine into Bedrock.
Oh. Dare to keep your kids off of crack rock.
Right, so they get out of jail. And, this is when they go basically to quote-unquote rescue the loves of their lives.
Right. It's so anticlimactic.
It really is. The one that I liked was that he goes into the room with...
Wait, sorry. We have to go back. I did like the jail cell wall for a good time. Call it 867. That's it.
Yeah. Which is another, like, 8675309 joke. It's just not finished. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I was just like, yeah, because there's like less than 1,000 people on the earth.
Yeah. So Barney goes to save Betty.
Yep. He basically just goes in and is like, Betty, I love you. Right? And then Mick Jaggett's there.
He's like, oh, well, you know what? I guess I love her too.
Yeah.
And then Barney brutally murders him with a guitar made of rocks.
Oh, what we forgot to mention
rock
is...
guitar.
Yeah. What we forgot to mention, guys, is that they got into the building where the Stones are playing because they decided to actually work at the Stardust now. Like, as showgirls.
Yes. Actually, yeah. But before they did, they had to shove a girl down the flight of stairs.
There it is.
Yeah. and then, the way Barney gets Wilma back is so fucking dumb. He just fucks Chip in the pool really hard and flops around like a fish. And then he kicks him in the face with his heels.
My favorite part was when the monkey shit was everywhere.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Different places!
Are your nipples rock hard? Yeah, I know they're rock hard. They're rocks.
Boo. That was the... Woof.
Well, because I felt like rock hard was the joke, but you weren't laughing, so...
I used to eat Dino Chow.
Good one.
Thank you. So, yeah, so then they go on stage...
Yeah, dressed as showgirls.
As showgirls, and then they get Mick Jagger out.
Right.
Then Wilma is sitting with Chip at the table, and as are the mobsters. And basically his plan is he's going to...
Well, the mobsters aren't at the same
No, they're
table.
at another table.
Right.
Basically, he's going to marry Wilma and take her money so that he can pay off his loan.
But apparently they, like... this what doesn't... I don't understand from a mobster standpoint is that they're like, you have till midnight to get us the money, right?
But they're like, oh, but if you marry her, then it's fine. Like, but
Right.
you don't have that money.
Right.
You'd have to, like, kill her.
Yeah, they still don't have the money, right? And the fact that, like, if he said his plan is to woo her and get them the money, like, let him do however long it fucking takes.
I know.
Or kill him. Like,
No, but
just...
you know what? They're real nice mobsters. They just want to see love win for once.
Well, no, they don't. That's the thing.
I
It's
know.
like the opposite.
They do say at one point, it's like, I heard you're not even engaged to this woman, is basically,
Right.
like, and he's like, ah.
Right? But, like, so if he's like, marry me, like, tonight, and I'm like, well, okay, that only makes sense because it's Vegas.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the reason why it's all there.
And what I hate about this is that it's not a Fred stops her at the altar thing. It's right
he
here,
wins her
right now.
here. So when he shows up on the stage and he sings a song that the both of them liked from the Stones. Mick Jagger and the Stones, as they call it.
I didn't know they liked a song together because
Yeah,
we
he
never
sings
got
it-
that establishment.
You do. He sings
Did
it.
we?
Yeah, they both are like, oh, Mick Jagger and the Stones, I love them. This is before they ever get there. And they both sing the song that he sings to her together.
Oh, okay.
So he sings it, he wins her over, he proposes to her.
But what is he wearing?
A weird shag rug.
He looks like one of those like plastic things that you play with in the like the convenience store.
Oh, that like the little spikes on him and you squeeze them and the
yeah,
thing comes
yeah,
out?
like a stress ball.
Don't even get me started on the fact that for some reason the guitar player in this Rolling Stones ripoff looks like Joe Perry, the guitar player of Aerosmith.
Oh, really?
Just like him. And
Okay.
I think it's on purpose, and he acts like him too, but it doesn't make any fucking
Well,
sense.
because they for some reason I guess they couldn't use the Rolling Stones.
No, I know. That's why it's called Mick Jagger and the Stones.
And the Stones.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
dumb. So he wins her over, and
I also like the idea, hold on, that we keep introducing things as if, like, the original people who actually did create the Rolling Stones, right, were not responsible for that. That
Yeah.
somebody from the past was also them, and that everything's just a strange duality.
that's always kind of been the.
That's really fucking weird.
That's always been the Flintstones, though.
No, I know.
I know,
right?
but it is weird.
Isn't that weird? Where it's just like, no, you didn't do it. Like, we all live in a duality, like, where everything that was back then was back here then as well. It doesn't feel that way in the Jetsons, though.
No,
You know?
because the Jetsons is good.
That is, yeah, that's
I
fair.
love the Jetsons way more.
Remember
than
the movie?
the
The
animated
Jetsons movie?
The
From
animated
the
movie?
90s? Yeah.
No,
No?
no.
It's pretty good.
All we know is that on that CD as well, the Violent Femmes do a cover of Eep Up or that's fucking great. So yeah, she says yes. They actually showed Chip have his hand sawed off and be brutally murdered by the mob.
It's just a dinosaur that comes in and just bites it off.
Yeah, just slowly chews on his hand. And
It's
he's like,
a living! Gotta feed the wife and eggs.
Then Fred does his floaty thing that he always used to do in the show, where he's like, yabba dabba doo, and he flies up.
Yeah.
And she saw his penis under that thing. Under his smock when he flew up.
And she was like, alright, I'm definitely in.
She's like, holy shit.
We'll have a gay old time.
They used to have it in that fucking in that trailer, him and Barney. That's where that lyric came from. The wedding scene.
Before the wedding, how does a rock, not rock as in the music, how does a rock microphone work?
That's right. Carly did say that. She goes, how the fuck is that working?
It's just a
couple rocks.
A carved rock of a microphone.
It's actually two different rocks, because one's a dark rock and the other's like a light rock on top of it.
Someone out there on the forums is like, well, technically, you could get a rock to vibrate.
He's just really, like, letting it out. He's belting. The rock's a prop.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of say, too, is that, like, yeah, it's just there to symbolize that that's what you'll do in the future.
Stupid. So, he's asked, do you take Wilma to be your wife? And of course he says fucking yabba dabba do.
Yeah.
And she says I do. Now, this is an interesting piece of trivia. It pans to the audience, and it only shows two people first. Two old men. And that's actually Hanna and Barbera.
Oh, okay.
That's those two guys.
Oh, alright.
Do you know what I also just realized
What?
after looking through the IMDb really quick? Not only is the Colonel the original voice of Gazoo, he's the fucking mayor... Or the governor from Blazing Saddles.
Oh. Okay. Oh. What?
Yeah.
Not the villain.
The villain.
Oh.
The guy who's like, who wants to tear the town down.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, he's not the governor. The mayor is Mel Brooks.
Yes, no, he's the governor.
Oh, wow. Headley Lamar?
Headley Lamar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harvey Korman.
Oh, wow.
Yep, Headley Lamar.
Yeah, and so, like, that's when we're wrapping this up, I have to say, like, that, I feel like with all these, like, little nods and stuff like that, there was a lot of care put into this.
No.
You don't think so?
No, there wasn't.
This was
a cash grab. Do you know why I don't think any care was put into this? And because it's such an egregious, disgusting thing that happens in this movie. The ending of this film.
Okay, yeah.
A full-on song and dance number.
Where they went to Bali Rock.
Yes. It's awful.
Yeah.
And Mick Jagger is like, Viva. Remember this song from the beginning?
Yeah.
And then they sing the Flintstones theme song. And thank God it's over.
Oh, not before Gazoo does admit at the wedding that earlier he said that they were devoid of emotion.
And now he has emotion.
Good
for you. Fuck
How,
you.
though?
I hope you get depression.
What's the power of love?
Don't need money. Don't need a car.
What was that? Done in a car.
I don't know. Why couldn't it have been hip to be square?
Oh, man. I get hip
I swear to God, Huey Lewis, if you play Power of Love, I'll beat the shit out of you. Play Hip to Be Square. Play the song from the Good movie.
Play the power of rock and roll.
Play the song you made for the end credits of Pineapple Express.
I don't know.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, the end credits song is called Pineapple Express, and it's by Huey Lewis and the News.
Man, I would have enjoyed if Huey Lewis was the person to do this final thing.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
My mom worked for a guy who, for his 50th birthday party, he hired Huey Lewis and the News for his private birthday party.
What?
Yeah. And they came out and played at his house.
Okay.
Isn't that dope?
Well, that is awesome.
Yeah. And then he killed a guy on stage with an axe while wearing rain gear.
So, would you recommend this?
No.
No?
No. Just go watch, top 10 funniest moments, because there's only 10.
Yes. I always say I'm going to put some clips up, then I forget, but I really want to put up the poisoning the water supply.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So my biggest problem is for those out there who's like, yeah, I don't see a lot of posts anymore. I see a lot of stories, but I don't see a lot of posts. I'm like, yeah, because stories are way easier to just boom, there it is. You know, like post, just I'm like, I gotta find something that looks good and it's like means something, and I gotta write something. I feel like writing all that shit. I just want to like be like, boom, there it is. All right, back to life.
Yeah.
So I rarely get to like post like clips anymore, and I'd like to do that.
This would be a good clip.
Yeah.
Netflix November has been a doozy of a month.
I know.
It's just like, you guys voted on some trash.
I know. I mean, I feel like they knew it was coming. Like they were like, this one and this one and this one.
Yeah. At least Good Burger was good.
Sure. I mean,
would you recommend this?
Would I recommend this? If you got nothing else going on and you like
hate yourself.
Refuse to pay for Disney Plus and
and everyone just keeps spoiling The Mandalorian for you.
It's not Baby Yoda.
We'll talk about that later, because I'm pretty upset that was like day one. Everyone was like, wow, look at it. And I was like, God damn it, I haven't even watched it yet.
Yeah, people are not following the same rules.
It's unfair.
It is.
Literally day one, I saw pictures of it.
Yeah.
Do you know how I saw it, actually? Carly goes, did you know Baby Yoda is in The Mandalorian? And I was like, what the fuck?
I do now.
I know. I was like, why would you tell me that? I didn't know the timeline of the show, and now I do.
I'm so thankful that I actually like got to watch it like the day after it came out, because like it still wasn't spoiled for like 3 days.
No, it was literally the day it happened. I saw screen
Really?
grabs. Yeah.
I just happened to get lucky then.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, just a note out there about spoilers. I'm not too on it, but just give it 3 weeks.
Yeah, give it like,
especially something brand new like that.
Give it as long as like we do when we cover like 50 Shades of Grey. We gave you 3 years.
Just think, if people are going to be bummed that I showed this, just don't.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Stranger Things Season 3 came out, this girl I know literally posted the flayed thing taking Billy the day the episodes came out, and I saw it on her story, and I was like, okay.
Oh, that's how, for those who are somehow haven't seen Force Awakens, spoiler alert.
Is that how you knew Han Solo died?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Somebody posted a screenshot of like his like shocked face when you can clearly see like red energy going from back, front to back, and I like it was the night. It wasn't Thursday. It was Friday.
God.
And I literally was almost out the door, right? But then saw somebody on Facebook that I like their opinion, right? So like it was like spoiler free opinion on Force Awakens, right? And like said something, and I was like, hell yeah. And I just happened to scroll in the comments, and just there it was. So pissed about it to this day. Is like that screenshot is somebody in the comments and was like, you dick. Yeah. It was just, don't do it, guys. Don't. Just, I mean, why?
Yeah.
Don't.
So where does this fall on the Jaws scale for you?
2.
You're disgusting.
I enjoyed it.
I would give this a 3.
Oh, I never said if I'd recommend it.
You did. You said you wouldn't.
Oh, I said if you were bored and had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give this a Jaws 3.
Okay.
It's boring as fuck.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, okay.
I found myself enjoying it. I did. I really did.
You boomer.
I love Flintstones.
Yeah, you are a boomer then.
Oh, so that's what we thought about it. But there's still a couple people that we need to hear from. So, first off, Tyler, what did Carly think?
She did not like it either at all. She was so happy it was over.
Really?
Yes.
Well, anything specific?
She just was like, this is so boring. She was also like, she was the one who, when I said, when do they get to Rock Vegas, that was literally channeling her.
I mean, I felt that too.
Because it was like, why is that the title of this movie? They literally get there at the end of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and she also, so I was like, whoa, Carly, she does not like House of a Thousand Corpses, but there's an actor in this movie from House of a Thousand Corpses, the guy who gets the balls thrown and he falls in the water tank.
Okay, yeah.
He's the guy who helps Captain Spaulding kill
Yep.
those guys in the beginning. She's like, isn't that guy in House of a Thousand Corpses? I was like, it is!
Right? Well, she did see him, like, in the maze the other night, too.
Dr. Satan! I still haven't watched The Three from Hell. I bought it and everything.
Because you secretly love him.
I do really like him.
I know. So that's what Carly thought, but I still need to know what the rest of the internet thought. And that's where we ask people to not stumble on their words.
Yeah.
No, this is where we ask people, give me 5. These are 5 and 10-star reviews pulled from Amazon. Tyler pulls these up. I have no idea what they say whatsoever. So this first one comes from Ross Robinson, written in 2004, titled When Fred Met Wilma. The Flintstones' Viva Rock Vegas, I think, is a good movie, but not as good as the original one, The Flintstones 1994. The movie is based before the original, and to me, it's an idea just like the second movie to Dumb and Dumberer, When Harry Met Lloyd. In this second movie of the Flintstones, it's based on with Fred meeting Wilma and Barty meeting Betty. They all set off to Viva Las Vegas.
No, they don't. That's the title of the film, buddy.
That's not the name of the city. What happens in Viva Las Vegas stays in Viva Las Vegas.
What happens in Viva Las Vegas stays in urethra Las Vegas.
What?
Venereal disease.
Oh. I thought you were directly targeting a joke at me.
I didn't even think of that.
So they all set off to Viva Las Vegas to enjoy themselves and to do whatever they want to do. This guy's very descriptive.
He paid like 10% attention to the movie.
He really painted a picture for me. When Fred proposes to Wilma, they both find a house, that White Rock house in the original movie, in this movie. Thanks, buddy.
And also that doesn't happen yet. He's so confused.
They were actors who I haven't seen before. The one that played Barney. I've never ever seen him in any other movies. The only actors in this movie who I've seen before is Joan Collins, who played Wilma's mother. How old is this guy?
Yeah, I know.
The guy who played Fred, he comes from York, which is a place I know so well. The woman played Wilma. I think she was from the series Third Rock from the Sun.
So you have seen these people.
Yeah. Literally everybody but Baldwin.
And that other guy looks like Alec Baldwin's brother.
There are the actors that I know. I give this movie 10 out of 10. 3 out of 7 people found this helpful. Oh boy.
The 10-star reviews are always the hardest to read because they're always just like all over the place.
Yeah, you have to be insane to like some of this stuff, like genuinely passionate.
Also, there was only 4 10-star reviews.
Okay.
And one of them was like 14 paragraphs long.
That one hurt my brain. Okay, so this next one's written by Thomas J. 101. Yo, if you need to know anything about Thomas J, you go to Thomas J 101. You gotta get your masters in Thomas J.
Thomas J 101, playing the top 20 hits of 2002.
Oh, man. Playing Limp Bizkit and Papa Roach. The Little Linkin Park.
Oh, God. Here's something for the ladies.
Crawling in my skin!
I was gonna say, I did it all for the nookie. What? So you could get that cookie.
Is yours a swing version?
Well, you know what? I got it. I've only heard Nookie with the Richard Cheese covers.
I figured that's what was going on there. Okay, so, Thomas J 101 Thanks for that, buddy. That was comedy gold right there. Wrote in 2008, titled A Great Fun Little Movie. I'm reading a few of the negative reviews of this movie. I'm wondering if certain detractors actually even watched it. Okay. It's too easy for some people just to diss a flick because it's a sequel, or because it went straight to video, or because it's expected to be bad, or whatever. Don't let that happen with Viva Rock Vegas. It is a fine little movie. Fun, funny, and visually rich in cartoony colors, costumes, and sets. That's fair. The acting and voices are top-notch. Stephen Baldwin's Barney and Mark Addy's Fred are just fantastic. Voices, mannerisms, etc. Jane Krakowski is spot on as Betty. Ditziness and giggle-wise, also fair point for me. Alan Cumming as the Great Gazoo is perfectly sarcastic and wise-ass. The CGI is very good, considering, as are the sets and costumes. The storyline makes sense, is plausible, and even engrossing, again considering. For what it is, this is a great little movie, and compared to the first one, sheesh.
Yeah.
It totally rocks. Rocks. Get it? I defy anyone who can actually tell a good movie from a bad one to watch this movie in full all the way and to the end. And tell me that they weren't entertained by it. When I write this?
The other thing that I love from, 10-star reviews of bad movies is there are always people being like, people just don't know what a good movie is. It's like, no, we do. That's why it's rated bad.
I challenge you to take a look again at Death Spa, and you will see a goddamn masterpiece.
I challenge you again, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, meet me in the ring. Viva Rock Vegas, Sunday night.
You better put the rest of Viva Rock Vegas back on.
Keep that name out your mouth.
Gremlins. In the booth? Here? In this theater?
You gremlins better put that movie back on. Sorry.
I know, when I come to the theater, all I want is hot popcorn, tasty soda, and no gremlins up in the projection booth.
And maybe to yell a slur and get my name taken out of the WWE Hall of Fame, brother.
When I come to the theater, all I want is hot popcorn, a little bit of that wacky weed,
and my weird-ass daughter.
Remember her music career?
No one does, brother.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes.
And our last review comes from Yabato22. Back in 2001, titled Another Yabba Dabba Delight. This is one brilliant and enjoyable film. Despite what a lot of narrow-minded critics say, Mark Addy is magnificent. He is as close as you're going to get to the cartoon. No, literally, if you watch the first movie.
Yeah, if you watch the first one, that's pretty close.
And Jane Krakowski is Betty Rubble. Yes, she is. Stephen Baldwin is good as Barney Rubble. He plays him as a bumbling idiot, which for Stephen Baldwin comes naturally. Who was Kristen Johnston trying to be? Herself? If that is true, she did a fine job.
Damn, get this guy on the show.
If she was trying to play Wilma Flintstone, she has a long, long, long way to go. The script is brilliantly written and is very funny and touching story. The special effects and production design are amazing. Brian Levant, the director, should be proud. This is quite an accomplishment. I watch it and I have a yabba dabba do time.
I'm gonna yabba dabba end it all.
2 out of 5 found this review helpful.
Yeah.
That just about does it for us, folks, here at Bombs Away. Don't forget, rate, review, subscribe. And we've got so many things coming up on the horizon for December. Pop-up video, the retro release pop-up that is going to be happening in Los Angeles, still has tickets available if you're listening to this, but they are quickly, I don't know, selling out. I was like, wait, cause like parts are, but the screening parts, okay? So here's how it works. You can pay one price and you can just go to the pop-up anytime during the day. Or you can purchase a 1-day screening pass that allow you to get to the pop-up, also see a screening of one of the 3 movies, Silent Night, Deadly Night 1, 2, or Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, and participate in the Q&A. That will be one ticket price. So now that's 2 tickets, right? Our third tier is if you want a 3-day pass to this activity. That means that's access to every single one of the screenings and access to the pop-up, where there's going to be vendors there. You can trade VHS. You can buy product directly off the shelves, t-shirt, merchandise, interact with the VHS store. It'll interact back with you.
Whoa.
Right? So get your Harry Potter wands ready.
Oh, Jesus.
Is this not that kind of event?
No.
That one's for Carly.
Damn. I really want to tell that story. Really quick, my sister-in-law did not know what Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios was, and she was going to bring her wand, and she said, should I bring my wand? And then said, is it not that kind of crowd? Shout out to Stephanie. Dummy.
Needless to say, it did not go very well for her for the remaining night.
Oh.
I've never seen somebody like shrivel in pain to the not pain, but like in fear.
In actual pain, she did have to go to first aid.
Yeah, she ran into like a railing.
Yeah,
and cut herself. Oh, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, come out to see the pop-up. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be there the whole weekend, so join us. And we're really excited to see you, and we're really excited to be able to participate in this pop-up and be able to interview these legendary actors. And for those of you who are going like, hey, you did Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 and 2 like 2 years ago.
Shut the fuck up.
That's right. No, this is like, guys...
There's a different opportunity.
Right. It's a different opportunity, but like what I found is so interesting is that the show prior to your existence here.
Yes.
Right?
I wasn't born yet.
Was a different entity. Right? It was two different people. Well, one different person, right? And a different style of comedy, right? So like what I'm realizing is that there are things that we have done or what I want us to do that I want to hear your take on it now. I want to hear your spin.
Hell
right?
Yeah.
So like this is opportunity for me to go like, oh, like where's new points of comedy that we can get out of this film that we've already done? You know? Will I repeat the same jokes? I don't know.
Probably.
But Tyler's will be fresh.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a feeling that this is going to be a very interesting set of episodes. When we're dealing with somebody who actually worked on the film, they become completely different episodes.
Don't be surprised if it's a bit different of a format.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're warning you right here, right now.
Yeah.
People are like, well, I didn't listen to Viva Rock Vegas.
I only listened to the announcements.
Yeah. Thank God I listened. Yeah, so folks, come out, join us for that. Also coming up in December, I can announce it shortly. I almost did, but I was like, wait, hold on. But I'm very excited about what December is. I think many people know what the live show will be. And
yeah.
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 Yeah, y'all know.
Y'all know.
You can guess.
We talked about it in this episode.
Yeah, we did. But I still can't announce it this time, so sorry for teasing you right there, everyone. Hope you liked it.
You're such a tease.
Every time.
I'm gonna throw up.
Like Dita Von Tease.
Your waist is way bigger.
Thank you. Okay, folks, so that just about does it for us. Like I said before, join us for the live shows. Come out, support us. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Bombs Away Show. And tell your friends about us. Share your favorite episode, please. That's how we'll grow. That's how we'll continually get exposure and be able to do all the awesome ideas that are in our head. Is only with you guys out there sharing and helping us grow. So, you got anything to plug? Did I forget anything?
Nope.
I did forget one thing.
Don't forget, Linktree for everything that you need from us. linktr.ee/bombsawayshow.
That is correct.
I did design a t-shirt, my first t-shirt ever. I'm still working on refining it, but it's a joke that's timeless in its telling.
That is true. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can get those t-shirts and everything, like you said, at Linktree. That's our link. It's in our bio. That's where you can find every single thing related to us. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tyler.
And we'll have a gay old time.
Wilma!
You're supposed to do it over top of it. Like,
fuck you, I didn't watch it, you boomer.
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?